want to talk the blues today, though. We got good stuff to talk about. Just want to welcome everybody here.
Good crowd.
Yeah, I tell you, look at this.
Good crowd.
Yeah, I hope the fire marshal doesn't show up.
Hey, we got a new one.
Oh, we got a new one, but this is not city yet.
Oh,
Well, anyway, so I want to welcome everybody that's here and the people watching off the internet. We're streaming today, so I want to acknowledge some people here. Sheila Budd, where you at, Sheila? Over here. Thank you for coming. Sonny Jackson's over here somewhere. There he is. There's Sonny. Nice to see him. Tell Alderman here. I know Alderman Casey Williams right there. Alderman Cam Wittenberg just left. He had to go to shooting practice. And the vice mayor is here somewhere. We have Bruce Hall way back in the corner. We put him back in the corner. There you go. Well, I want to thank, this is Dick and I's third time to do this State of the City together, and he's done a few more than I have before that. And but we told you last year, and I'll say it again right now, you better listen fast, because here we go.
lots of stuff going on. That is for sure.
Build the team. You know, we cannot be successful without the expertise of the team. In the last few years, we have just hired some fabulous, great people in our city. And this is very important because without hiring the best in the industry for the field, you know, we couldn't do the things that we're looking to do. And I'm not too proud to tell you that we don't mind robbing from Franklin and Columbia, Waynesboro. We'll rob from any city out there to get the talent and the expertise. And you know what though? They all call Spring Hill home now. That's what's nice. It's home. I think Dan mentioned that last meeting, maybe it was. In 2005, this past year, we have hired new city engineer, Tom Wolf. Tom, you here?
Oh, there he is.
There he is, back in the back. And Tony Lee is our new fire marshal. Is Tony here? Already good things?
No, he's not here with us.
Yeah.
Chapel Hill. We get him from all over.
Chapel Hill, see? And we have great plans coming up in this next budget year to hire some more. We've got some great ideas. We just got to persuade the board to put on next year's budget. And I think you're going to see a lot more expertise in our city. Every nickel counts. Frugal. Back in 2007, when the vice mayor and I joined the board, we came on with Alderman Duda to the board back in 2007. We were $3 million in the red with zero property tax. And we started that climb back, did the things that we had to do. And today we're financially sound. So that sounds, great. Today we're using that money. We're putting so much back. We're spending a lot of our general fund in infrastructure, which I know everybody in this room can understand. That still remains our #1 priority. And we've done this. We've become financially sound. Besides all the new businesses, Victor's going to talk about the sales tax revenue a little bit, but we've done this by being frugal. We've watched our spending. We've done line by line protections, looking at it, making sure we're on top of it, and because we do want to put our money back into the things that are most important for us. We minimized waste. I was hoping Marsha Blackburn was going to be here today, because I know that's what she's working on in Washington, D.C., and need a lot more of it. And that's what we're doing. We're minimizing waste and streamlining as much as we can. Last year, for the city's first time, we went out and acquired a bond rating. And we are pleased to announce, I don't believe it came in right after that meeting, right?
Yeah, maybe right before.
And we acquired a AA, very strong, rated very strong, Standard and Poor rating. were surprised. I mean, we didn't anticipate getting a AA with some of the struggles we had a few years before that and through our recession years. So we were ecstatic, and that is saving us thousands and thousands of dollars. This was due to a lot of hard work from staff, department heads. I cannot speak enough about controlling their money, and even when the revenues were dipping, they didn't spend what they were budgeted. I mean, the government agencies can say that. Staff, and of course our elected officials.
So the mayor said, every nickel counts. Now, in times past, we've shown you graphs that have just all kinds of bars across them that, you know, if you were sitting in the back, there was no way that you could read them, but if you were sitting in the front, you could barely see them. We kind of simplified this. Our two big funds are our general fund and then our water and sewer fund. And so what you really want to know is out of the general fund, it's about a $20 million budget. And out of the water and sewer fund, it's about a 15.7, almost $15.8 billion budget. Our revenues are coming in steadily, and our expenses are less than our revenues, so that's always a good thing. But what you see in this is that we have capital improvement program for each of those, and you can tell in the $20 million budget, there's about $4 million of capital improvements that we're taking and doing various things throughout the city. That could be in roads, it could be in parks, all of that's part of the general fund. There's about $6 million in the capital improvement program in the water and sewer fund. That's with the sewer line that's going on Rutherford Creek that will help us expand to the east side of I-65 and other projects, stormwater, things like that. They're going in those type numbers. So what's interesting is that in that CIP section for each one, typically that's money that we either have set aside in cash, that we have sitting in a bank account from times where we've been able to save money, or it's money that we end up borrowing through that AA bond rating. And so it will affect, you'll see the impacts on our revenue when we go and actually borrow that money. It will affect the revenue side. And then as we continue to expend it out throughout the course of the year, it affects the expense side. But we're doing very well in our current year budgets. We're staying on target. We're staying on track. Now, something that you've seen every year since I've been doing these is how are we doing building-wise? The city continues to grow. We kind of simplified this one just a little bit as well. 1990s when we started looking at it, we had a population in 1990 of, I don't know, it was somewhere just a few hundred, I believe. And then in 2005 was the highest growth year. We had almost 1,500 building permits that year. 2009 is our most recent low period. We ended up with 180. Last year, we kind of topped again at 586. This year, we came in at 576, just shy of that. What we're thinking is that that number, that right in that just less than 600 is hopefully where we're going to be staying, and it's hopefully where an area that we can have some manageable growth. Honestly, when we were looking at the 500, the 2005 and the 1,500 building permits, there's no way that the city could sustain that kind of growth. It's just too much impact on infrastructure. But when we're looking at the type of growth here, less than 600, we can manage that. We're planning in our city, we're planning so that we've got the right infrastructure in the ground as these houses come online. So what does that do to our population? Well, as you can tell, it's grown, and we are doing a special census. If you're living in the city and you haven't filled out your special census form, do it today. You can go online and do it. You can pick one up in City Hall, or you can have somebody fill it out for you at City Hall. Need to fill that out. It's worth, for us in the city, it's worth about $100, $110 per person. So, you know, if you have 1,000 people, then that's an extra $110,000 that the city has for the general fund. So it's very important. Say we're doing the special census. We're expecting, just from our projections, to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about almost 35,000, somewhere between 34 and 35,000, if our projections work out. So we're pretty excited about that.
Victor, I got a question. Why does the population continue to climb even during the recession years?
Oh, you're looking at this area right in here. Why does it continue to climb? There's an interesting thing that's happening in there. We kind of capture it with that. You would expect it to climb as our numbers go up, but it continues to do so even though these numbers go down. And what's interesting is when you get down, you really drill down and you look at that rate. The rate of the population grows faster than the number of homes come online. If you just said it was strictly to the number of homes, that would mean each of those homes would have something like 7.8 people per household. So something else was going on in Spring Hill that added people to the city than people moving in.
Making babies. Somebody's making babies.
We were all busy.
I think it's in the Spring Hill water.
So as we continue to grow, and we look and project out, as we talked about last year, we projected out at just a conservative figure of about 500 houses per year. This also ends up population-wise being about the same population that the Nashville area NPO has estimated for our growth by the year 2030. We're probably going to hit around 50,000, somewhere between 50, 55, and that's just from people moving in. If we continue with our other path, then there could be more. I'll even say in the average estimate that I used for this was only 2.5 members per household. The statistic that we looked at, which is their 2015 or 2014 average for Spring Hill, is actually 3 per household. So we're trying to be conservative with that number. But it's realistic that we'd be somewhere in the 50,000 range by the year 2030. So a lot of folks coming. Oh, here's that sales tax chart. Everybody loves it. I love it. That's money. Cha-ching. This is another, we have 2 real indicators of how well the economy is doing here. One is building permits, and they just continue to go. The second is the sales tax, and as we continue to add new businesses in, those sales tax things continue to rise, and it's no different. This year, it's continued to rise. If you look at this particular slide, you'll see right here on this particular date, notice it's pointing to the Murray County, which is blue, Williamson County is red, but in the Murray County, that particular month, that's when the movie theater opened. Actually, it's when it's had its first full month. Now, what's interesting about that statistic and the rest of the bracket back down to here is that represents a $25,000 per month increase in our portion of the sales tax. Now, it wasn't all due to the movie theater, but the movie theater had a significant impact on that because people were now coming in to go to the businesses while they're in town. They might as well go grab something to eat, run and do some shopping. So it's pretty significant. After that, what we find is that for the rest of the months compared to their year prior, we're up at least 15% on every month sales tax wise. That's pretty significant. That's, that's worth some applause right there.
Victor, what are the spikes? The spikes you see?
The spikes that you see up there, those are our Christmas totals. And because the lag on when we get the information is 2 months prior to actually when it's generated, next month we'll actually get what was generated this past Christmas. What we're pretty excited about, we didn't know until February last year, we didn't have that information when we set up here last year. We knew this number was going to be pretty close to the $500,000 range. That's $500,000 in sales tax in 1 month. Our portion. That's pretty significant. Well, we expect that number to be well above $500,000 this next go round. So hopefully next month we'll get some real exciting news and we'll have broken that $500,000 barrier. That's pretty exciting. If you look at just the last 12 months, so how much total money does that bring into the city for the sales tax? What you find is on the Murray County side, it brings in just a little over $3 million. And on the Williamson side, it brings in just over $2 million. So between the two, a little over $5 million, it's like $5,069,000 is what the sales tax alone brings into the city. And the sales tax is just one component that brings revenue to the general fund. So that $20 million general fund, sales tax is only one component of it. Property tax is another component. Then there's several other fees and taxes that go on, plus whatever we end up borrowing.
All right, jobs. Don't we all like that? I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about GM. We're right here, right off the plant. GM is thriving. They're bringing in spin-off companies, and we're all extremely proud to have this this happening in our city. We all know that GM right now, I think they're making 4 engines, the Equinox, and they're hiring right now a lot of jobs for the new Cadillac XT5. And just recently, they just announced it's supposed to install GMC Acadia. How nice is that? And all this is going on in our city. With these new vehicles, comes the GM vendors and the spin-off companies, as I mentioned, Magna, Comprehensive Logistics, or COI. I think Magna's coming in with about 500 jobs plus. COI, about 200 jobs plus. Wow. Most cities would do backflips to pick up 200 jobs. And we've got GM moving and them moving. We also want to mention the Music City Auto Auction. They're not bringing in jobs, but they're bringing in 300 to 500 visitors a week to Spring Hill. That's huge. And
That's why we got a hotel now.
that's right. And the point is, we need more hotels because they're staying probably in Columbia and Franklin and other places. So our goal is to acquire more hotels, and we couldn't be more excited about what's happening here as we'll move toward our future there. New friends, a bunch of you out there. We got a lot of new friends this year, and these are your new peeps. Let's fill this room up, and our EDC with Vice Mayor and Jim Grimes head that up. They're going to bring them in, and then you guys take them from there. And we've got a lot of new friends this year. And if your company's done all this, we couldn't fit it all on here. We tried. There's no way we could have put everybody on this slide. So we don't have your business. We're sorry. But wow. That's 260. In 2015, we had 260